depression. There are so many
So many
women.
people out there with depression,
Yes,
and a lot of people don't know that they have depression.
they
Even though,
don't.
yeah, because I mean, it's so interpreted differently in
Yes.
everyone.
And they want to put people on drugs, which I'm totally against, because you need to know what it is that's depressing you. And most of the time is that it's your inability to express who you are. You haven't followed your path, you haven't followed your dreams. You are doing, maybe you're having a job that is producing money, but there's no fulfillment. And so these are the blockages. And so we keep doing them and we wonder, why am I so depressed? Why am I gaining weight? Why am I so sad? You see, and then we find out, okay, there's a thyroid issue. So I want to establish that relationship that oftentimes the thyroid is malfunctioning because we are not expressing ourselves. So what comes first? Well, it's the chicken or the egg. Is it because you're not expressing, or is there something going on with your thyroid that is causing you not to express? So you see, we need to be in touch with our emotions, with our feelings,
Yeah.
and consequently,
And so that comes along with all the hypnosis and stuff that
yes,
you do
yes,
and stuff because it helps people relax and let
absolutely.
go
Hmm.
and stuff. So, and then they're able to be more in tune with
Of
themselves.
course, because most of the time people are in denial of their emotions. And this is why I love the hypnotherapy, because it helps me to induce an altered state. And in that altered state, people relax, people are receptive to suggestion that will take them to a new realm of self expression, a new or a transformation for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And
And it's a
that's,
motivating
it's a, abs-
transformation, of
of
course.
course,
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
always.
And so, I mean, have you studied with someone else? You must have to learn all of this, or is it just something that you have
Oh,
developed
my
through the
dear.
years?
I have studied extensively. I think I went to school for, I know I did, for
Yeah, well,
25
I mean,
years.
because you have your master's
Right, but
and
all of the schooling, the Intuitive, the Berkeley Psychic Institute, the San Diego Psych, you name it. I have studied with them because I wanted to see how the whole mechanism. Again, it's
of
about
your body.
consciousness of your body
Yeah.
as the temple, and
Yes.
so the spiritual, of course, is it's a component of our humanity. We cannot dismiss that we are here not just as human beings looking for material gain, but as spiritual beings looking for something higher in
Yes.
ourselves,
Uh-huh.
some type of evolution and transformation. That's what we're really here for. And that's the exploring. And yes, I've studied with many, many teachers. And at the same time, I followed what was right for me. I never really stayed with anyone indefinitely because I knew that there was work, my own work, which is making that connection between the face, the body, the biological differences in each of us and
Yes.
what the spirit is saying. So to be able to really come to that place where the body is a tool, that's what I've come to. You
Mhm.
see, it's like
And
the
you need to learn how all the mechanisms work together.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So the biology, the physiology, yes, it's all important, and then to know specifically what organ is linked to what spiritual uh,
Or
dynamic.
feeling dynamics
Hmm.
that you're having for the day or the week or
Yes,
within your lifetime that you haven't let go of.
yes, yes. Because who was it that said self knowledge is key here?
Yeah.
And we must know.
Yeah.
And consequently, we are, this is where I say, a lot of us are in denial of our feelings. We numb ourselves. what is anesthetize is the word. You
Yeah.
see,
We
and
become numb to a lot
numb,
of the stuff out
numb.
there where,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many avenues or people around us that we learn
Mm.
from.
Yes.
And if, like I said in another part of my show, if you surround yourself, of course, with the
Mm-hmm.
people that are teaching you
Yes.
how to let go, how
Yes.
to love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
how to be successful, how to find your dreams,
Yeah.
then, it all coincides with everything to make you more healthier.
That's beautifully said. So,
Well, thank you.
yes. So it is about releasing. And actually, before releasing, you must become aware of the things, of the
The
issues
problems that are
that are,
keeping you distracted and keeping you down.
yes,
Yeah.
precisely. And
Yeah.
that is the biggest issue that I encounter working with people.
And you work abroad with many
Yes.
clients.
Oh, yes. I have clients from abroad. I did live in Mexico for 2 years, and I'm still in touch with a lot of them. And yes, I work long distance with many people I've never met.
So if there's some people out there right now,
Hmm.
what could you tell them today to keep listening to you and to keep up their good work of what they're doing?
Well, to believe
English and Spanish,
in
because I
English.
know
Uh-huh.
probably there's some people out
There
there that
are.
is, yeah.
Yes. Well, I'll go with English first, and I would say you must believe in yourself and stop wanting to compete with others or to compare. You see, because each one of us has an individual journey. We're each doing our thing. And so for me, it's about empowering my client because that's what I've done with myself. It's about my personal empowerment to let go of what others are doing because for such a long time, I knew my path, and yet there was a part of me that believed I should be accepted by others. And then it turns out that those others were often people I didn't even like.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
funny part,
Yeah.
that I didn't even like them, but yet I wanted to be accepted by them. And so
Yeah.
when I
I
came
think
to
a lot of us are like that.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I think the majority, because
Yeah.
we're programmed to be compartmentalized. I mean, to go into this mindset that says we must all be exactly alike. And to have an independent thinker, well, that's an oddball, and we call them eccentric. And yet, it's those eccentric people that bring change to the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
They're different.
ajá, sí. Entonces, en español, mi idea es que cada individuo debe creer en sí mismo y dejar de competir, ¿verdad? Y dejar de comparar. Cada uno tenemos nuestro viaje individuo. Debemos de estar pensando en que la otra gente apruebe de nosotros, ¿verdad?
Hmm.
So, essentially, that is it. Stop comparing.
Wow.
Stop competing.
Wonderful. We're going to take a break just for a moment and we'll be right back with Renee Devereaux. Okay, and we're back with Darlene K, Passion for Fashion, KTSTFM, Anaheim.com. And you can find me also on Facebook.com/Darlene KTSTFM. And we're back this week again with Renee Devereaux, and it's just so enlightening. It's really enlightening, and I feel calm. I feel calm around you. It's almost as if, and you can tell it's like this aura, when people
Thank
come
you.
around you, where you just feel so blessed and
Thank you.
and just comfortable
Oh,
and really relaxed and
oh, Karen, thank you, thank you. That
yeah.
that does my heart a world of good, because for one thing, I think what people sense is that I don't judge. I really don't. I've heard it all. I've worked with so many thousands over so many years, and there's nothing really that could possibly surprise
That
me
you
or
haven't
shock me
heard
that I haven't heard,
before,
because we're in
haven't
the
seen
e-
before.
exactly, because we're
Yeah.
all in this together, and this
Yeah.
is part of the human condition. We all have our traumas. We all have our situations that challenge us because we're supposed to be challenged.
And yet people want to judge each other in different ways
Yes.
to a level of even when we're young, and that's where
Hmm.
bullying and everything
Yes.
is derived from, and then
Yes.
continues
Hmm.
throughout their life, and a lot of people just allow that to happen. And
Unfortunately.
unfortunately, yeah, and
Hmm.
it just comes to a point at what time that we need to just say no more,
Exactly.
no more,
Exactly.
and I'm done.
Hmm.
I'm leaving it all behind, and I'm giving myself to you.
Yes.
And
That is.
it's kind of an interpretation of what I would like to do as a model, because
Hmm.
I've had this like idea
Uh-huh.
of I don't know, I feel like I'm like in this outfit and in the forest or something, and then I'm like have my hand out,
Uh-huh.
but I'm in my hand,
Mm.
and it's like I give myself to you now because I've let
Yes.
everything go. And I'm not
Exactly.
going to allow those people in my life to get me upset anymore.
And that is the transformation that we are all here to achieve. You
Yeah.
see? And it takes dedication and that love.
Yeah. So you're going to see
That
that. You're going to
love.
see that picture from me soon,
Uh-huh.
because I am trying to find a photographer that will do that for me.
Oh, I'm sure you
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
of course. And that is beautiful. But that's essentially what our soul longs for, that we pursue our freedom, that we fully express in this world through these bodies. And consequently, the body is the temple. It's the tool, it's the voice of the soul saying, pay attention. There's something going on here. If there's something going on here, there's an energy blockage. Why is the energy blockage? What are you doing? So for me, this is, as I mentioned on that last show, I talked about sagging cheeks. And with sadness, you see, the frequency of sadness has to do with lungs. And the energy is blocked. Consequently, the cheeks sag. So that sort of information, once again, once you become conscious of it,
Yeah.
then it's like,
That's
a
why you want to
shift.
laugh and smile all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so the shifts happen. They happen physically. It's not just in the mind. You actually embody these changes. And so on and on. The body as the tool.
Reacts in all the ways together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I just want to read this little excerpt again about what you believe, that we can all be young and beautiful regardless of age, and that we actually have a say in how we look as we age. And you've proven to yourself as well as your clients that unresolved emotional issues are the main cause of unattractive aging. And the body has a language we need to learn to interpret. And so that's just everything that you've been talking about.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so I just find that so interesting
Right. Well,
and
the
stuff.
thing is, and as I mentioned in that other show too, is that I was impacted by old people when I was very young. And I just thought it was so awful that people became so degenerated or decayed, set in. It just looked like a very sad state of being to me. And that
But
is
that's when you were young.
when I
mean,
was
because
young.
we all get old, and
Of
we all,
course.
yeah, of
Oh, well,
course.
that's
So
life experience.
absolutely.
And
And a lot of people feel that they can't, they can't help.
well, you see,
uh,
that's what I'm here to disagree with.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
absolutely we can. That's what I'm here to prove, that you have a say in how you age.
Uh-huh.
You can be beautiful,
And
no
turn
matter.
that all around, and not have as many wrinkles and not have as
Yes.
many health issues.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the brown spots and the thin hair. all of that, which a lot of people think is inevitable. Well, I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I
or
just
it's
don't
in your
buy it.
genes because of your
Uh-huh.
family
Yes.
background, or, well, my dad was losing his hair when he was young, so I'm obviously going to lose my hair. I mean, you hear those
Yeah.
different things sometimes, but you can turn that around.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. And that's
interesting.
what I came to because I read this book, and it's called The Portrait of Dorian Gray. That's what changed my life. And I was about 7 years old when I read it. But that's when I got that if you're ugly inside, it's going to show ugly outside.
Outside, yeah,
And I got that really solid in me. So
at a young
my
age,
at
yeah.
very young age, and so I thought, well, then I have a say in how I'm going to look, because if I keep myself clean inside, then that will also show on the outer, and consequently detoxification on all levels. With nutrition, absolutely. Cleansing, detoxifying. But also, as we already mentioned, yeah, letting go of the toxins, letting go of the energies that,
Yeah, and the
uh,
bad people around you that
yeah,
keep you down, that keep you depressed, that keep you unhappy, that keep you not able to
yes,
reach your dreams and
y-
goals. And
yes, or that
yeah,
we've given them permission to keep
permission.
us
Yeah,
from, you see,
yeah,
and
and we
so
don't know how to say no.
yes, and so we must learn, because again, the job is that ultimate love affair
Yeah,
with
with
oneself.
oneself,
Yeah,
each of our own selves, within
exactly.
within our heart, within our own
Yeah,
soul, within our own body.
that's it.
Wow.
To learn.
Okay, so we're going to come back again in a moment and we'll speak some more with Renee. Okay, and we're back with Darlene Kay and Passion for Fashion. And again, I have Miss Renee Devereaux in the studio, and just listening to you is just so interesting.
Well, thank you. Thank
Yeah, and
you.
I'm just hoping out there, you'll be receiving other people that are interested in what you're saying, in the last couple shows today and the last show as well.
I trust I will, because I know that the work resonates once you hear it, and people get the idea. And do
Well,
you
I think
know?
I think a lot of people too, they hear it sometimes and then they're like, "Okay, I'm ready.
Uh-huh, exactly.
I'm
Oh,
ready
they know
now."
when they are.
Yeah,
And do
when
you
you reach your
know?
point.
Yes, yes.
And all of us women have a point.
We absolutely do. It's
It-
like, enough already. I am going to change my life. I'm taking responsibility. And do you know, I used to have my radio show up in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and years later, I mean, I'm talking 7 years later, 10 years later, people would call me and they would say, "Are you still doing what you used to do when you had the radio show?" And I said, "Yes, I am."
Wow.
Because they wouldn't forget, and they would just hang on to my name, and sooner or later there would be the phone call. And so I do trust that, I'm reaching my people. I always know when I'm talking to my
Yeah.
people, the ones that are willing to take it on and know
That they
that,
just know it's their
yeah, they
time.
just know. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
And
can.
who knows, maybe somebody out there heard you a long time ago and then
Uh-huh.
now they're like, "That's her.
That's her again.
That's
She's
Renee.
still
There she
alive.
is. Wow." She's still alive. Of course you are. With everything that you are interpreting and have learned and is teaching others. Yeah. I mean, I see you living, such a healthy life and just, encouraging others to do the same.
Well, thank you. It is definitely my passion. That's
And that's why I'm
sharing.
here.
That's what
Passion for fashion, right? I
passion,
mean,
and so
yeah, because
it
this
is.
turned out to be something that was a passion of mine, and then I just
Uh-huh.
took it on, and I'm loving it. I'm having a
Exactly.
great
And,
time.
and this is what I want to point out to people, is that there are no guarantees. You
Yeah,
see, it's like following the breadcrumbs. You have a passion, you take a step, and you don't know where it's going to take you. You
yeah,
don't. My first career, I was an accountant.
yeah,
And I I love nutrition. I knew what it could do for me. Had always felt so homely, and I was overweight, and I didn't have enough hair, and I'd been a homely child. And then somebody told me, well, are you aware that nutrition can really make a difference? And that's where I just got uh, addicted to learning more.
Well,
And
yeah, I can see that. I mean,
yeah.
because I've been back in the gym and
Hmm.
starting to just, like I said earlier, I've just let go. I've
Hmm.
let go. I think I'm at my point.
Uh-huh.
I'm at my point also of just saying enough is enough
Enough is
with the
enough.
people that have been around me.
Hmm.
And so it's time to move on and do me.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to speak
Oh, well,
because
absolutely.
absolutely, even after this, you're going
Right.
to, I'll let you hypnotize me and do whatever you need to do because, yeah.
And believe me, there is nothing threatening about it.
Yeah.
Hypnotherapy is just a way of getting into an altered state so that you relax your conscious mind. You see, the conscious mind is a chatterbox. It's constantly saying, yeah, but, and, on, and you're this and you're that. And oh my gosh, it is endless, the rhetoric that it comes up with. And in an altered state, you can relax, you can stop that chatter and open other areas of yourself where
And your soul.
and your soul where you
Yeah.
can
Well,
actually
I've tried all kinds
hear.
of other things. I might as well try this too,
There
right?
you go. Thank you. Thank you for being willing, because that's really
Yeah.
what it takes, an adventurous spirit and one that has reached the limit. It's like,
Absolutely.
we're going to do it.
Absolutely. My hands are up and, I'm just let go.
It's ready for,
Let
for
go, let God, let
yeah,
everything.
ready
Just
for change, ready to
absolutely.
surrender, because that's what it takes, the willingness to get out of the way, you see, because most of the time the ego is there telling us and just putting up this facade as to how life should be, how we should be in the world, and on and on. Really
And having
tedious.
and having that position in your job where you
Yes.
have to listen to that other
Yes.
person, and if you don't you're going to get fired
Yes.
and all that. Well, I mean, you can do your job, you can listen to that person, but it's a different way of how you interpret it.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, because
Exactly.
we all have rules and we have
Mm-hmm.
rules everywhere in our life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and since children, we're all taught that we have to go by the rules,
Oh,
life's rules and stuff like that. But there are energy rules.
yes.
There are body language
Mm-hmm.
energy rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that. So
Yes.
that's why I've just found it so interesting and wanted to bring you in
Thank you.
and
Thank
and
you.
talk about all this because and I know that there are people out there. I
Uh-huh.
know that there are listeners that are listening to you and they're ready.
Uh-huh.
They're ready. And if you're ready out there and you're listening, I encourage you. This woman is amazing. She knows her stuff. She's studied her craft, and she's just so relaxing. So, I mean, how can people find you?
Oh, okay. First of all, you can always call me, 949-340-0254, or you can email me at bebeautiful@inbox.com, and that's BEBEAUTIFUL at INBOX.com.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
we'll bring that up again and give
good.
that out again later on in the show before we end. But
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to, yeah. And is that a website as well?
Oh, I
Where
do have my website.
okay,
Yes, it's reneedevereaux.com, all lowercase. E, oh
DEVEA.
no, DEVEREAUX.
Oh, EREAUX.
Yeah,
Yes,
Devereaux.
Devereaux. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very, very
So,
pretty.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's and like I say, I've been doing this for a lot of years. It has evolved in different ways. And oh, you had asked me about the dance therapy. And
Yes.
so the dance therapy is a way of doing hypnotherapy, you see, because oftentimes people get ideas about hypnosis, hypnotherapy. Oh, what is that? But when it comes to music, You see, we don't have as many blockages or thoughts. You see, preconceived notions about music, and so with music, as I teach you to move, you can actually get into an altered
And let it
state
go.
and
Just
let it
let it
go,
go.
because the key here, yes, just like that. Oh, you're so graceful.
Move and let it go.
You're so graceful,
I
gosh.
want to I want to listen. I want to listen about all of this because I used to win a lot of dance contests and
Uh-huh.
I love to dance. So
Well,
let's talk about this dance therapy
yes.
right after this. Okay, and we're back with Darlene K's Passion for Fashion at ktstfmanaheim.com, facebook.com/ Darlene KTSTFM. And again, today we're with Renee Devereaux, and we're talking about dance therapy now at this point in the show. And I just revealed to you that, yes, I
Yes.
did used to win a lot of dance
Mm-hmm.
contests. I
Mm-hmm.
love to dance.
Oh, yes, and most people do.
Yes.
That's the one area where they allow themselves to be who
It's
they
expression.
are. It is expression.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so as people become comfortable to, and get accustomed to the music and to be able to relax, and then they will let me in. They will be receptive to what shows up for them and to what I contribute to their altered state, because we always set a goal first, as to what each person wants to achieve, and then as we dance and move, and there's a purpose, there's a rhythm, it's really quite beautiful. And I love to see the evolution of my clients when they free themselves, when they allow themselves, because to get that mind to stop criticizing about not doing the right move, or not, whatever, having two left feet, when that can stop, there's real grace. There's real grace that shows up, you
Wow.
see. So I do love that aspect of it. And yeah, it's been very rewarding. And so, you see, there's beauty in everything.
I know. I always wanted to learn more ballroom
Oh,
dancing.
I love
I think
ballroom.
it's so
Yeah,
sexy.
it can be.
It's so sexy. And you just, you're not that, you're close with your partner, you
Mm-hmm.
are, but it's just how graceful it is.
Yes.
And your expression in your
Mm-hmm.
face and your movements and everything is so precise
Yes.
that it shows who you are when you're
Mm-hmm.
learning and doing those type of moves and stuff. So
Exactly.
anyway,
So,
shamanic healing.
yes. Oh, yes, shamanic healing. Well, that is something that is dear to my heart, because it has to do with my love of nature. It has to do with the earth. It has to do with our bonding with the earth, because that is the mother. You see, the mother that brings us into this world, that is a temporary mother. That is a physical mother. And yes, she has done much for us. And often she is human and is not the mother we long for. You see, because most of our issues happen because mothers failed in their job. We look at them as having failed. Somehow we don't have the mother that we thought we needed. The truth is that we had the perfect mother, you see, because somehow she brought us into this world, and somehow she was influential in having us take a particular path and grow in a certain way. But the mother, the real mother,
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, that is the God Goddess, all that is. I have I have a profound love for the earth and the earth energy, and I do ceremony, and
Is
it
this like
always
almost like new moon?
I do new moon, I do full moon,
Wow.
and sometimes I just to worship the female.
Because it's also in the Indian
Exactly,
heritage of all
exactly,
calling the spirits of Mother Nature
precisely.
and And wow,
And I
interesting.
do that. So it has to do with my profound love for nature and for the earth, and my love of everything she provides for us. Earth is our perfect mother. She provides for us everything that we need. And consequently, I probably won't go very much into that, but the idea of manipulating our herbs and our, our produce with genetically
I
engineered,
love to garden. I
and
have my own garden.
exactly, and
Yeah.
just make sure that it is organic. Make sure that you do it naturally. Again, it's my obsession with natural. You see, it's staying with nature and the way God got us intended things, that we rely on nature to provide for us, and she does with in every way. So that's my devotion. That is my
And
yeah.
we have to, but we have to love it and accept it
Of
in that way
course.
to understand
Of
how
course.
wonderful it is for
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. All right, we're going to take another break here just for a second, and we're going to talk to Renee about her book. Okay, and we're back with Renee Devereaux, and we're talking about just, wow, interesting stuff.
Oh,
Mother
thank you.
Nature and dancing and just holistic measures just to, make ourselves feel better and
Hmm.
healthier and all natural alternatives.
And it's a spiritual journey. It's connecting with your innermost self to guide you and teach you and protect you. And so that is the connection. That is the ultimate love affair that I so believe in, you see.
Wow, yeah, and so the Ultimate Love Affair actually is in book form.
Yes, it is. I still have hard copies from my second edition, and then I just published it on iTunes earlier this year. So it is available on iTunes. The Ultimate Love Affair by Renee Devereaux. So please um,
Oh,
do
yeah, I encourage everyone out
do.
there listening,
Hmm.
if you haven't got yours yet, please go and find it.
Hmm.
Everything is on internet now, so
It
it's so
is.
easy
It
to
is.
obtain
Hmm.
and stuff. So, I mean, tell me what is I mean, everything in your book is wonderful to you and
Oh, thank you. Well, it's all dear to my heart. It's been what a project of love. It's what I do. It's how it has evolved. Why I took on this journey, and it's also designed to inspire people to do what is in their hearts to do, to follow their soul's calling, and to not be discouraged by what others may say, or others people will always have opinions, I say, and it's for each one of us to love ourselves enough to know that, okay,
start their self-healing. Yeah.
exactly, set the boundary, this is what I'm going to do, and it's like come hell or high water, I am going to do it. And I have lived my life the way I say. And I've had challenges, believe me, because not having, being self employed for 30 some years, it's been quite an endeavor.
Yeah.
There-
Is there any part of this book that is more to your heart, part of your heart than one other insert or
well, um,
took you a little while
It
to
it did. It took me a long time. Well, I tell you, the poem that I wrote, that it's at the beginning. I wrote it in '94. I didn't write it. I cried it. Oh, God,
your journey?
my journey. Yes, that it took me. It took me just a day, really, but I cried. I just literally cried the whole time. And it wasn't just tears running down my face, it was a sob, because it is my heart's desire. It is my work. And when you choose a path of following your passion, like I say, there are no guarantees. You don't know where it's going to take you. I connected intuitively. I connected with my higher self. I followed what I thought it was telling me, how it was guiding me. And Um, I sometimes I felt like I suffered the consequences, of those choices.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I don't regret anything. I am joyful of all the decisions that I made, even though some were harder than others. And I tell you,
May I
but
read it?
if you
I'm gonna
yes,
I'm gonna read this poem. It's in the beginning of her book. It's called My Journey. At first, I saw my higher self as my observer and judge, keeping track of the things I did wrong, so as to know whether I'd merit heaven or hell when I died. It was out there like some sort of celebrity, whose presence I'd recognize when I felt it, but I didn't really know this aspect of me. But later on, when I finally acknowledged his highest self, life became rather like a bike ride. Only it was a tandem bike, and I knew that this higher self of mine was in the back helping me pedal. I do remember precisely when and why I thought that we might change places. Since then, life was never the same. When I was in control, I knew the way, or so I thought. Life was rather boring, but predictable. It was the shortest distance between 2 points. But when I gave up the lead, what an adventure life became. Up mountains, through rocky places, all as breakneck speeds. It was all I could do to hang on. And though it seemed like madness, pedal was all I heard. I worried and was anxious and asked, "Where are you taking me? What is to become of me?" There was never any answer. I had to learn how to trust. I soon forgot my boring life and entered into the adventure. And when I'd say I'm scared, this highest self would lean back and touch my hand. I was taken to people with gifts that I needed, gifts of healing, acceptance, and joy. I was given these gifts to take on our journey as we were off again and again. Give the gifts away, I heard. They're extra baggage, too much weight, and so I did. To the people we met and found that I'm giving, I received. And yet our burden was light. At first, I did not trust his highest self, in control of my life. Surely it would be wrecked. But my daring and fearless companion knows how to make the bike bend to take sharp turns, knows how to jump over rocky places, knows how to fly to shorten dark passages. So I'm learning to shut up and pedal through the strangest and darkest places, and I'm beginning to enjoy the view, and the sun and the wind on my face, with my loving and constant companion, my highest self. And when I just can't do any more, I can feel the love behind the gentle. Don't give up now. Pedal. Renee Devereaux. Wow.
thank you.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
going to take just a moment right now. We'll come back and talk with Renee. Wow. That was really, really touching. This is Darlene Kay with Passion for Fashion at KTST FM Anaheim.com. And wow. I
Well,
can see, and you're tearing up because it's so special, endearing to you. You know,
yeah,
it's your life's journey.
it is. It is, and I always tell people, my life has been what it's been, and one thing it's never been boring.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can say that.
It's never been boring, and so I just yeah, I just want to encourage everyone to go for what's beautiful within. We all have a gift to contribute. And so I am so pleased, I'm so grateful to have been here today because it's about fashion, it's about art, it's about beauty. Everything is connected. You
Yeah.
see, you can't be creative in fashion, in the fashion world, without having passion. You see, when you come from your head, it's a different thing. But when you come from your heart, when you come from your very soul, miracles happen.
Yeah.
They happen all the time.
Yeah,
And
I feel
so,
like I'm in a really good place now.
mm-hmm.
This is something that I can go to and get away from everything else.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel really good about this. And it was just something that just happened to fall into my lap.
Yes.
And I've embraced it. And
Uh-huh.
I'm being encouraged.
Yes.
And it's a lot of wonderful people around me
Uh-huh.
right now. So my connection with all these
Mm-hmm.
people is making me feel more healthier.
Exactly. And that's where our,
And I'm blessed. I'm so
yeah.
blessed to have you here
Oh, thank
today.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I'm sure a
Yeah.
lot of people out there listening just kind of took that to heart. What I just read from your book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I want people to go for vibrant health, not just a life of humdrum, boring, tedious activity, but
Just be happy.
vibrant, to be happy, to express. Is it a book that you wanted to write? Is it a song that you wanted to sing or write? You know, what is it? But there is a heartfelt desire somewhere in you. Every one of us came here for a purpose. And to let that die, to let that go, to go to our graves without having
With
that.
not ever even touching it or
Exactly.
knowing what that was.
That, you see, I cry. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes me sad when I see people accepting that. You see,
Yeah.
that just so sad. To me, that's like, yeah, well, having your innermost desire just never
Well, there's
expressed.
so many people out there that just get put down so much that they believe it and they don't want to rise above it and they just feel that, oh, well, this is how my life is, and they just accept it,
And that's what I'm here to encourage everyone,
that you can rise
that
above
you
it.
can,
Yeah.
that no matter
You
what
can
has
always just
happened,
be stronger and move past,
and let
let
go,
go,
forgive,
forgive, forget,
and love
and
yourself
love
enough to
yourself.
rise above.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you love yourself, you will
Hmm.
love everyone around
I
you.
know. I
I
hope.
know.
Yeah. So,
So encouraging today.
thank you. Thank
So
you.
encouraging. And I
Yeah.
just hope that a lot of people out there, are listening and encouraged.
I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so because like I say, it's definitely my passion, and I just want people to see the beauty within themselves. That it isn't about chemical whatever peel or Botox or and excuse me
To
for
cover up
a
what's
cover
really
up.
beautiful.
And exactly, or to, yes, yes. So to be real, to be authentic, to transform what is truly inside and to express it to the world.
Yeah.
That's the
Wonderful.
job.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We do have to take one more break.
Oh, okay.
And when we do, after this, then we'll come back. And again, I just want you to let everybody know how they can get a hold of you, where they can find you, and stuff like
Good.
that. So we'll be
Thank you.
right back in just a moment. Wow, I wish we could talk more. This is
Thank
Darlene
you.
K with the Passion for Fashion. And Renee, a few more seconds. Tell everybody where they can find you.
At 949-340-0254 or email bebeautiful at inbox.com, bebeautiful at inbox.com. reneedevereaux.com is my website, all lowercase, and I'd love to hear from you. So
Wonderful. Bye bye, everybody. I hope you
goodbye,
enjoyed the show,
and
and we'll talk with you soon.
thank
This
you
is
for having
wonderful
me.
at Darling K Passion for Fashion. And looking forward to speaking with you next week. Hope you all had a wonderful time.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.